think we all know the man who's behind this. But if I had to guess...
Dinkelberg.
What is up, Flick fans? Welcome to another news video. Today we're going to be talking about the live-action incarnation of the Fairly Oddparents coming to Paramount Plus. Now, if you're like me and you grew up in the early 2000s, you are a fan, or at least saw, the Fairly Oddparents on Nickelodeon. I am a huge fan of that show. Didn't watch the last few seasons, but the first 4 to 5 seasons I grew up with, I loved, and I could not get enough of that show. And now, like most of the properties from Nickelodeon, it is getting either the live-action treatment or the revival treatment, like an iCarly. But this time, they're taking the Fairly Oddparents and turning it into live-action. And no, they're not bringing back Drake Bell. It's a completely different version, apparently. Now, I know it's going to give a lot of people hesitation, myself included. I just don't know, man. I see the news, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to give everything a chance. We're going to see what they're going to do, but a part of me holds the animation so close to my heart, and there's so much you can do with the animation in a show like this. But we're going to talk about the details and the specifics. So if you guys enjoy this news update, drop your thumbs up down below and let me know how you feeling about the Fairly Oddparents coming back in live action. So production will begin this June on the Fairly Oddparents, meaning they probably know who their cast is. Butch Hartman, who is the creator of the original Fairly Oddparents, the cartoon, will at least executive produce this reboot along Fred Seibert, and Seibert is like one of the guys when it comes to producing television animation, including SpongeBob SquarePants, Dexter's Laboratory, and then executive producing the entire original Fairly Oddparents run, as well as Cartoon Network's Adventure Time and Netflix's Castlevania. So a good track record there, and I love Butch Hartman. I'm a huge fan of his YouTube channel now that he's kind of post-Nickelodeon, but he's coming back to Paramount Plus, and he's taking his child, which is Fairly Oddparents, and if you know who he is, you know exactly what I'm talking about, and turning it into live action. And that's the only thing for me that gives me a little bit of hope. It's not going into some random group's hands, people that have no clue what to do with these characters. It's the former executive producer and the man who drew the characters, the man who brought them to life, Butch Hartman. Okay, you have my attention. I'm still not all the way there just yet, but let's keep talking. Nickelodeon veteran Christopher Nowak has been hired as the showrunner for the reboot. His credits include writing various episodes of Victorious, Salmon Cat, Henry Danger, and Danger Force. So, don't exactly know what the tone is going to be. It sounds like maybe the tone of your typical Nickelodeon show. It is expected to follow the same general plot as the animated show, still being set in the iconic Dimsdale location, for instance. It is also expected to spice up the lore by adding new characters while also changing the origins of existing ones in order to keep the series fresh for both new and older audiences. It is currently unknown as to how much of this reboot will deviate from the beloved Fairly Oddparents everyone has come to know, or if the creators will even acknowledge the previous live-action films that starred Drake Bell as Timmy Turner. Paramount Plus will be its new live-action home, and it will take on this reimagining alongside a Rugrats, an Avatar, which we now have Avatar Studios, and iCarly. I mean, it looks like they're bringing a lot of these classic Nickelodeon properties back to life in a different, fresh, and new way. And that in itself is exciting. But if you're taking something like Fairly Oddparents and bringing it to live action and you're rebooting it, the same characters, slightly different backstories, but kind of rehashing a lot of this stuff, you better have something interesting. That's all I'm going to say. Am I nervous? Yes. Will I be tuning in and checking this out? I will be. But it all comes down to how they handle it. I like the fact that the creators are back, the idea in general, with the television budget. Oh, I need to know what you guys think, though. How are you feeling? You feeling more positive, more negative? Is this terrifying? Because it absolutely could be. We also heard the Powerpuff Girls are coming to CW, so a lot of our childhood properties, we'll just have to see how a lot of this turns out. All right, you're the best. Thanks for watching. Drop your thumbs up down below. I'll see you soon.